All right. So the first misconception that I have for us today is that students with SLD have a low IQ and cannot be successful in the classroom. This is a common misconception for students with SLD. This is actually inherently wrong because of the definition that is provided to us via IDEA. So if I click down in this link right here, all this is really a definition. As it takes me here, right, the first thing it says is that it needs to be obviously using language. And then that second part is that it is not due to visual, hearing, motor disabilities, etc. That kind of lays it out. So actually, what it is that discrepancy between IQ and what their actual academic achievement is. So basically, what that means is that kids do have the ability to learn and have all the tools kind of to be able to do it. There's usually just something, and that can kind of differ from student to student regarding their processing of that information. Like I said, it could be language, either written, reading, spoken, etc. So it's kind of wide ranging. So I just wanted to kind of talk about how there's that discrepancy. If you want a little more information on that actual discrepancy, this Iris module does a really nice job of laying everything out for us right here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. Those are just kind of additional resources I wanted to provide for everyone if they had any questions about this. Speaking specifically of our student, within the classroom, the student could definitely be all general education within the classroom all the time. However, it's going to usually require accommodations. Like I said, this can be different from student to student. It kind of depends on their needs. Specifically for my student, it would need to be things that support their processing. So whether that is a system to help them take notes or transcribe notes or record notes, or things that help visually organize things so that kids can organize their thoughts. I think graphic organizers are a great way to do this. So specifically to my student, I would be thinking graphic organizers for reading, writing, comprehension frames, and all of that can be done digitally. I actually prefer to have them digitally because you have those embedded tools of text to speech, speech to text. When we make those things digital, it gives students more access to actually be able to access these easily without the extra steps of, I mean, you can go on an iPad and take a picture, scan it, and then have it read to you. But when we make it digitally, we make it easily accessible. And that's really anything any teacher can do with all of that thing. That can be a UDL technique within the math class I teach. All of our notes are within graphic organizers. It's pretty easy to do. I'd suggest everyone does it. This first link I have here is, and I don't expect everyone to like read this. It's a study on the effects of graphic organizers within writing and reading comprehension. Just kind of to sum up what that research tells us is that students with specific learning disabilities that were put through this test run actually saw improved scores on their assessments, on their reading comprehension, as well as their writing skills. So basically, the research within that, if like I said, if you want to read through it all, essentially says that the use of these will help students within the classroom, thus giving them that chance to be successful within the classroom. Like I said, scaffolding, accommodations, modifications, whatever you got to do, students with SLD can be successful in the classroom, and actually, in a lot of cases, are if we are intentional and effective about putting in these accommodations that kids need. So, so here's another link to just increasing the value of graphic organizers. It kind of talks about the idea of prompting different questions that get them thinking and help them organize their thoughts. Especially, I mean, graphic organizers are great, but sometimes when we just give them like a mind map without any context, kids are going to struggle with that. We need to explicitly instruct how to use it. And also, in some ways, we can make it more user friendly as far as those prompting questions. So another suggestion I had beyond graphic organizers was Glean. Glean is something that we have in our school district that I love using. So right here, this is kind of just how to implement it. It's actually created from UW-Madison. I know a number of UW system schools use Glean. Our school district uses Glean as well. What Glean is a note-taking program. So what it can do is it can transcribe your notes. It can record the lecture. You can drop pins on it where you have certain notes that you want to actually type in, and you can actually it'll take like sound bites of, say I pin a certain spot, take sound bites of that and have kids be able to jump right to the spot. For our students specifically, those processing disorders, sometimes it can be hard to focus on listening to a lecture and taking notes, or sometimes it's as simple as it's hard to keep up with the notes. This is a great way to give students another tool within the classroom. It's easy to set up just on the computer. Once again, you need to teach kids how to use it, but once they use it, you won't really even notice it in your classroom. Like I said, really good, easy to use. You should look into if your school has something similar to that, especially those SLD kids with that do struggle with processing. I found it very effective. And then this last one is just a link to free digital graphic organizers. Graphic organizers, like I said, super easy. You can find tons of stuff like this, but I just want to make something available to everyone here. So kind of all in all, within this misconception, students with SLD do not have a low IQ. Actually, the way that we can tell is that discrepancy between IQ and achievement, and they can't be successful in the classroom. That's just not true. They have all the tools to be successful, and we need to find accommodations based on their needs in order to give them access to the curriculum. If we do that effectively, most times you're going to see kids be successful within that general education setting.